21. Mathael meets the spirit of Abraham. Now Muriel asks Mathael the same, and he says, "What Moses says about the creation has actually nothing to do with the creation of the world, but instead only with the formation of man from the cradle until his perfection. Thus also the foundation of the Church of God on earth, until these days, is insinuated right on until the end of the world. By heaven and earth, we are to understand the new earthly human right from his birth onwards. The heaven describes his inner, hidden, spiritual capabilities, and the empty and void earth describes the newly created man, who is hardly aware of his own existence, the first stage of a human. With time, the child reaches self-awareness and begins to dream and to think. That is the "let there be light" in the human, so that he knows that he exists. The second stage. And so it goes through all the other days of creation until the rest of the completion of man. Tell me whether you are beginning to understand any of that. Muriel says, quite amazed about the biblical wisdom of Mathael, "No, high friend, this wisdom I would never have sought." In this way that I now recognize to be the only correct one, I would like to have the whole scriptures explained to me. Yes, there is a lot there until the human soul has reached this depth of wisdom. But how did you get to it all? Mathael says, "My friend Muriel, there is no question of that any longer in this spot where we are now. The Lord among us, here an angel from heaven, who was sure witness of all material creation. I myself was already a scribe from my youth in the temple, from which reason I was sent as an apostle to the Samaritans. But before I could yet speak a word with the Samaritans, Jehovah thwarted my plans. I ended up among terrible bandits and had to become a terrible bandit myself in order to survive. But since I saw myself as left alone so powerfully by God, without being able to find a reason for it myself, it annoyed me very much. I became an unbeliever in the beginning. All the scriptures became for me the work of man, but I was soon taught otherwise through a strange occurrence. A man full of bitter seriousness came to me one night as I kept watch alone before the horrid den of thieves. I instantly went through him with my sword. But he said, "Make no effort with your pitiful weapon, for no mortal's weapon ever kills an immortal spirit. I am the spirit of Abraham, and I ask you why you want to leave God and persecute his name." I, Mathael, said then, full of anger, "Why did God persecute me first, since I was sent in his name to the Samaritans, in order to win them all for the temple? My intention was honest and fair before God and before all men, because it was honest and fair in my thoughts. God has since the beginning of my existence given me only my conscience as judge, and I lived justly before this inner strict judge. I myself did not send myself to the Samaritans, but instead the high priest as the representative of Aaron and Moses. Was it unjust that I was sent to the Samaritans? Then God's wisdom would not have needed to chastise me, but only He who sent me. But since they seized me, the innocent one, I am from this moment on an enemy of Jehovah, whose apostle you seem to be to me. Then the Spirit spoke, looking even bitterer. Do you know the power and anger of God? How will you, powerless worm of the dust, defy the all-powerful God? Can His power then not seize you and destroy you in a pitiful way, as if you had never been there? I said, it can certainly do that, for I can only eternally curse such an existence as I now have. If I no longer exist, then my just anger and fierceness against it has an eternal end. The bitter, serious spirit said, however, you cannot order God to destroy you. He can torture you eternally with the most terrible pain and anguish, and it would then be seen how long you would offer defiance to the almighty power of God. Then I said, full of glowing anger, God can do that if it gives Him a particular pleasure to torture a creature simply in order to show it His omnipotence. But I swear to you, you bitter, serious spirit, that God will eternally never bend my mind with all the tortures He can think up, even 1,000 times more powerful than He is. With goodness, tenderness, and provable justice, He can do everything with me. He can make me a lamb of lambs. But with His anger to a devil of devils. Until now, the omnipotence of God has only given me a tormented life, for which I will never thank Him. Perhaps it will occur to Him to be more merciful to me and to make good to me what He broke in me in an almighty caprice, and then I will also be thankful. But, as things now stand, I am Jehovah's most decided enemy. For in His name I moved from Jerusalem to Samaria very seriously in order to announce His honour and praise there. But for that, He let me be seized and overwhelmed by devils. It may well be that my sending there was not pleasant and pleasing to Him. But when He could show the false prophet Biliam through this donkey, why not me and my companions through this donkey of ours, which carried us and all our baggage? Why did He deliver us to the devils in their claws? Give me an answer, or out of my mouth a curse will hit you, the like of which has never been spoken over the face of this earth. Then the spirit disappeared, and I fell to the earth unconscious.